Hey all, Pixel here, Improbable Garage, and we're doing rear brakes on the Cube and dealing with my ongoing wheel situation. So, these are the steering wheels that I had on it before. Last time I talked to you all, I was talking about how I was getting a really bad vibration in the front. So I swapped them front to back, which helped, but nowhere near as much as it should have. The vibration did not move to the rear of the car like I'd hoped. It just changed the type of vibration I had. I experimented by taking the two wheels that had been in the front off completely, taking the two that I thought that were from the rear that I thought weren't that bent, putting them back on the rear, and putting two of the original wheels and tires on the front. It still didn't solve the problem. Admittedly, those wheels and tires aren't great, but I should have seen significant improvement, and I didn't. So I finally brought them to a shop to get straightened, and the end result is these two are now dead straight and should be all set. These two are, according to the shop I went to, unrepairable. They are bent in the barrel. The entire wheel moves. So either the bend is here or the whole barrel is warped. So I have another shop that says they might be able to straighten them, but it's going to be like $250 a wheel, and I'm not entirely confident that they're going to be successful. So, and they charge per hour, so I'd still have to pay even if they weren't successful. So I'm not quite sure what to do about these two right now. I have found two different wheel refinishing restoration places online that are selling. Each one has one of these wheels. One is a little over $200, one's a little under $200. I don't know what their shipping cost is, but those would already be straightened and polished and good. So I don't know. I bought these for $200. We're not counting the tires because I need the tires anyway. I bought these for $200. Spent another about $400, a little less, getting the two straightened. It'd be another $500 to try and get these two straightened, or it'd be another about $400 or $500 to replace these two. And it's a lot of money right now. So for this exact moment, I'm putting the two straight ones back on, and I'm going to take the two tires and wheels that were nicest of the old set, put those on. I'm just going to run mismatched. I'm not sure what I'm going to do long term. I have the two other tires for these, but the steelies that are on it are in really bad shape. They're all rusty, and one of them's got a really big ding in it, even though it runs true, but it's got a big bend in it. So I either need different wheels or I need a good set of steelies. Somebody nearby has a set of Cube alloys for $280, but it says on the ad that some of them have curb rash, which means they might just be bent again. Somebody else parting a Cube that has steel wheels. This was they have good tires. I don't need the tires, but I might pick those up, but I'm not sure how much because I haven't gotten a price from him. But that's where I am with the wheels. Kind of a bummer. I've been keeping an eye out, see if I can find 4 or 2 more interesting wheels. Haven't found anything cool, so for the time being, you're probably going to see the Cube with 2 of these and 2 of the old steel wheels with the body matched hubcaps on them. In addition, when I was pulling all wheels and tires off to get at when I was moving stuff around, I discovered the back brakes are completely shot. They're not metal to metal yet, but they're really close. So I've bought everything to completely redo the back brakes: shoes, drums, hardware kits, adjusters. There's no leak from the wheel cylinder, so I'm leaving those be. It is unbelievably hot right now in that muggy, sticky kind of way. But I'm going to jack the car up, move stuff around, do the back brakes, put these on, and then I'll get the Cube back to drivable. Oh, that's the other thing. The lug nuts that I got for these wheels work fine on these, but on the steelies in the front, I have to run the spacer in order for the lug nuts not to bottom out. In the back, I don't have a spacer, so the lug nuts bottom out on the lug studs before they actually hold the wheel tight. So I've put those on to take these off. I put those wheels on the back to take these off, but I haven't been able to drive the Cube because the wheel is like if I did, the wheel would be doing this between the drum and the lug nut. So I did have to find some open-ended lug nuts for where the steel wheels end up so that they'll actually properly mount to the car. So annoying. But, okay. Let's, I guess, get to work. All right, there we go. All new hardware, new adjuster, new shoes. I got the new drum over there, but everything is in here. All looks good. Where are the previous shoes? These were really unevenly worn. This one actually had a ton of meat, but this one was nearly gone. So I don't know for sure, but I have a sneaking suspicion this might have been related to the parking brake being left on, possibly by the previous owner. They could have just also been sticky enough that this one wasn't moving enough. But either way, good shoes, good hardware, good drum. The drum inside is not bad, but it's gnarly, so I didn't feel bad replacing it. So I'm gonna slap the drum on, slap some paint on the drum, and go do the other side. Something that's a little bit later. Those two bent wheels, weirdly, they weren't the two front ones. I assume, you know, when they said, yeah, two of them are bent and unrepairable, I assumed it was going to be the two on the front that I'd effed up. But no, one is that one that I did all the grinding on and everything trying to get to fit. But the other one is one of the rears, and they're both bent the same way. So my only theory is that they were already bent when I bought them, and just I happened to put one bent one on the front and one bent one on the rear. That might also explain why I had so much trouble fitting that right front wheel in the first place, and therefore did all that work, is if the whole thing was warped, that would explain why it would fit so weird and seem like it was fitting right but not, whatnot. So that's another aspect of this. All right, so I just took the car for a test drive, and the rear brakes aren't doing anything. Clearly they're adjusted wrong. I did the thing where you back the car up with the brakes applied to try and get the self-adjusters to adjust. Didn't do anything. Like, if you pull the e-brake handle, you can get it all the way to the top and doesn't affect the rolling of the vehicle at all. So I need to pull the rear wheels off and see if I can readjust them. Hopefully I've got the adjusters on the right sides. I think I used the one that was labeled R on the right. And I think I yeah. I know they're on the right because I double checked this the driver's side one, because I suddenly had that worry when I was putting it together, and made sure that it screwed on the same way that the original one screwed on. So I gotta jack the back up, pull these wheels off, see if I can figure that out. So I've already done the adjustment on this side. This is the adjuster right here. Get you closer. This is the adjuster right here. Any self-adjusting brake should have this. What's supposed to happen is that as you drive and use the brakes and they wear down, this adjusts out to take up that space. It has this little lever that prevents it from turning in one direction, which is the direction that shrinks it and pulls the brake pads away, but it can move in the other direction. So what you have to do to get it to expand is to using a screwdriver, or there's a specific brake tool that I would use if this had the older style slot opening in the back to access it, and you basically turn that and it rotates the inner piece there, which is threads which push this piece out. That ends up getting you the extra space. On this wheel, you line up this hole in the drum to reach in there and do that, and then it has a plug that's supposed to be in it that just rolled away that I have to go find to seal this up once I'm done. So when I put this together, that was closed completely, which is me being lazy. I was hoping that it would just self-adjust and open up, because most cars with self-adjusters, if you just back up with the brakes on, it'll move that out until the brakes work properly. These didn't, so now I've gone in and adjusted it so that it just slightly grabs, which is what it's supposed to be at. Like, you should feel the tiniest little bit of resistance. And I just tested by pulling up on the parking brake, and it locks it. I don't have a second person at the moment to test that the brakes work right, so I'm gonna, once I adjust the other side to about the same level, I'm gonna wedge something on the brake pedal and make sure that these don't rotate, and make sure that I don't have to bottom out the e-brake handle to get the e-brake to work. Because right now I have to, but that side's not adjusted, so I don't know if that's good or bad. But that's the basic idea. I'm going to do it on the other side, get these adjusted. Alright, I've got the brake pedal wedged kind of down, not all the way, because I don't have a good way to do that. But I definitely have, they're working. The brakes are grabbing. I can force it, but again, the brake pedal's not all the way down. So I'm going to decide that that is valid. When I pull the e-brake, these lock up completely. So that should be right. I just got to put those plugs back in, reassemble it all over again. That's it. I got it adjusted, put back together again. So now I got good rear brakes, and I got 4 tires that aren't bent all to hell. So hopefully it'll ride better, and I'll figure out what I'm going to do later. If you watched this far, my partner's going through some major health stuff right now, which is occupying the majority of both of our attention. So if there's going to be videos for the next couple of weeks, they're either going to be older videos that I finally finished editing. I've got 2 of those that are just huge in messes that are taking forever, or they're going to be much smaller stuff like this, because I only got so much time to devote to it, because she takes precedence in my life over everything else. So if you don't see a video for a week, that's why. If you're seeing smaller videos, that's why. I got a bigger thing I want to completely redo on the van. I got another big project, a couple big projects in the van I want to do, but they're all stuff that's going to get put off for the moment. So yeah, just so you know, just so if I disappear for a bit, you know why. I will be back if I do disappear. So I appreciate you all watching. Thank you all very much, and have a good day.